Want more statistical proof that the oppression of men, especially blue-collar men, is as real as it gets? And there's a whole lot of pain being felt and suffered, mostly in silence, because most strong men, both blue-collar men, aren't whiners. They hold all that pain and anguish inside. But make no mistake, the suffering is just as real. Once again, here's another article, in addition to many of them that have been coming out as of late, which I guess is kind of a good thing. This is the Globe and Mail reporting this. The headline is Canada's low-income population grew over past decade, according to StatsCan. Now, of course, they try to twist and distort the narrative. Well, even the headline doesn't truly reflect what they're really talking about. You actually have to go in and read the article, which most people don't. So the headline would have just basically meant to most people is there's more poverty now than there was a decade ago, right? But if you delve into what the statistics means, what the numbers are all about, well, the picture is painted much more brighter. The ranks of low-income earners in Canada have grown over the past decade, according to new government data. The growth was seen among single people and families, but trends diverged from working-age men and women from 2000 to 2013. The percentage of men with low-income status grew during that period, while the percentage of women with low-income status shrank, according to Stats Canada latest income survey. We should not underestimate the extent of the gains that women have been making. This is both at wage rates and in their work intensity and work hours, Miles Korek, an economics professor with the University of Ottawa, said. Some fraction of men have been disproportionate losers in the labor market. They are not getting as much education as women, and they are not making as good an adjustment to the high-paying occupations in the service sector, he said. The survey showed the percentage of men ages 18 to 64 in the low-income group grew to 12.5% in 2013 from 11.4% in 2000. For women in the same age bracket, the percentage shrank to 13.8% in 2013 from 14.1% in 2000. Overall, the percentage of low-income earners increased to 13.5% of the country's population in 2013. That compares to 12.8% in the population of 2000. The low-income rate increase comes over a period of relative economic prosperity in Canada. China's demand for raw materials fueled a decades-long commodities boom. This helped bolster Canada's economy, especially in provinces rich in oil, potash, iron ore, and other minerals. Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Newfoundland saw their median family income, after-tax incomes, grow the most from 2000 to 2013. In Alberta, the median after-tax income for all sizes of household jumped to $70,000 from $50,000. In Saskatchewan, income increased from $57,000 from $40,800, and in Newfoundland, incomes rose to $53,000 from $39,000. Meanwhile, the percentage of low-income households fell dramatically in the three resource-rich provinces. The resources boom helped a lot of lower-skilled people, Mr. Korek said. Across Canada and all sizes of household, the median after-tax income rose to $53,000 from $45,800. Ontario, province not as reliant on natural resources, lagged the national average over this period. The country's most populous province was also the only region that experienced a surge in the proportion of the population in the low-income bracket. That rose to 14.4% in Ontario's population in 2013, compared with 10% of its population in 2013. The Statistics Canada survey goes up only to 2013 and therefore does not reflect the recent rout in commodity prices. Oil has lost more than half its value since that year. Prices for other raw materials such as copper and metallurgic coal have also plunged. More than 30,000 natural resources jobs have vanished this year, with Alberta bearing the brunt of the losses. The number of Albertans on employment insurance has jumped to its highest level since the global financial crisis. StatsCan's after-tax low-income measure counts people as low income if their household income is less than half the median income of all households. The thresholds by households size and location. So basically, what that article is saying is, the typical working class blue collar male has watched their livelihoods, their prosperity diminished, while women and those who work for government or central planners or mega corporations that rely on government for their continued existence, they're all they're seeing their prosperity rise. I mean, you have to see this, Canada. It's the same old shit that happens every time some collective fucking ideology is forced onto the masses in any geographical landmass. The hardworking people, the ones that bring everything to fruition, that produce all the things that everyone else gets to enjoy, are the ones now suffering and having their, not just freedoms, but their not just their personal and social freedoms, but their economic freedoms and prosperity being depleted massively, so that the parasitical classes can gain and benefit from their loss. Public sector workers and all of the other parasitical groups have all seen their dividends, their benefits rise during this whole period of financial uncertainty and impending collapse. While the rest of us are trying to prop up and work on our asses off just to sustain ourselves, we're being constantly plundered to take care and sustain these extremely entitled lifestyles that these central planners and their minions currently enjoy. I mean, that's not sustainable. It's just not sustainable. And for anyone that thinks that it can continue this way, you're living in a delusional world, or by the narrative being presented to you by political propagandists. They're not telling you truth. Go talk to some real people out in the real world. You'll understand. Talk to some real men, some blue-collar men out there, and find out just how they really feel. And how close they are to just saying, fuck it, I give up. No more. No more. I can't carry the burden and the weight for all of you parasites, you pieces of shit, that not only want to live off the fruits of my labor, but want to whip me while I'm doing it. That want to oppress me and laugh and cheer on my oppression while you stand on my shoulders. You see it happen in other countries. You can believe as much as you want that it's not going to happen here. But I'm telling you right now, social and economical realities are going to collide with your perceptions at some point in time in the very near future. By then, it'll be too late to try to affect change, to try to steer off that course. By then, you'll already be started down over that cliff. You'll have already passed that edge. By then, it'll be too late. You're going to wake from this delusion, all right. And the world that you wake up, once you wake up from that delusion, once you've fallen off the horse and you stand back up again, the world that you'll see will be irrecognizable. It will not be anything close to what you thought you were living in. Once that bubble bursts and you get to see the real world for what it truly is, once you lift that veil and you see the reality for once, oh, then you'll understand. Only then will you understand, I guess. Otherwise, you'd be doing something right now to stave off, to slow down, to veer off course, to try some way to prevent this impending collapse. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.